Mariupol, we they registered 3 flights of the enemy's UAVs. The ceasefire, which was established in the east of Ukraine, actually was conducive to the return of the refugees from Russia back to Ukraine. They did not get any benefits or from the Russian government, and everybody was very much not very. They didn't find any hospitality there. At the same time, I can say that on the Donetsk region, there are a lot of the explosive, dangerous, and hazardous subjects and devices. Yesterday, 2 civilians suffered as a result of the riot traps. It happened in the Luhansk district Donetsk region and near the Stanitsa Lugansk village. Once again, I would like to remind that in case you find any kind of suspicious thing or subject, you have to inform either law enforcement officers or the emergency means of emergency or the military personnel. The Ukrainian and now the many servicemen are involved in delivering lectures and giving the information in different schools in different places. Some information how to deal, how to handle the suspicious subjects or things. The only request is just to mark the place where they found this suspicious subject and to call the experts back and just over and over. But this area is very dangerous. Ukrainian special services continue to detain the pro-Russian saboteurs. SBU employees, they detained the member of the gang formation Oplot in Dnipropetrovsk region. He joined the ranks of Oplot in September 2014 and took part in the combat actions against the Ukrainian army. He tried to hide with his relatives. When he was detained, the law enforcement officers seized 4 grenades, 200 grams of TNT, and entire Ukrainian propaganda in booklets and leaflets. Another member of the illegal armed formations decided to surrender himself. The 19-year militant from Droshkivka voluntarily came to militia and confessed his actions. In June 2014, he was on duty on one of the checkpoints of the enemy in Volkhova district. According to the legislation in Ukraine, if this person was not involved in some grave crimes, he will be set free. SBU actually blocked several channels of delivery or supply of the arms from the ATO zone. The criminals tried to sell the weapons and were detained in Chernivtsi. They seized the Kalashnikov submachine gun with Z58, submachine gun grenades F1 and RGD-5, and big number of the cartridges. In addition, the special services found the hideout with the ammunition in the ATO zone. In the 8 boxes was different munition, including the shells, different calibers, 5 rockets for the anti-tank rocket complex Concourse, 17 grenades for the submachine gun, grenade launcher, 2 mines, and even munition of the World War II period of time. Ukrainian servicemen undergo good training, extensive training under the instruction of instructors from the member states of NATO, and they share with our guys very valuable knowledge and experience. Ukrainian paratroopers who participated in the operation were awarded special medals of the Minister of Defense of Ukraine. In the Day of Defense of Ukraine, the Minister of Defense of Ukraine, Stepan Poltorak, awarded 218 veteran paratroopers who participated in the ATO operation. They do everything in order to not to forget about those guys. Also, rotation of Ukrainian law enforcement officers continues in the Donbass region. The Volyn militiamen would return from the ATO zone back home. They demonstrated the strong will, the moral staunchness, and they proved that they were real Ukrainian patriots. Their management thanked them for their actions in their for their very difficult duties, and where they took care of the keeping everything in order. Also, in Chernigov area, in the Chernigov, they were meeting their own law enforcement officers after they from the ATO zone. They provided the checkpoint operations. They verified transport, whether the transportation, this not transport carries any kind of munition or the drugs. This exhausts my information so far. If there are any questions, I'm ready to take those. If there are no questions or clarification, thank you, Colonel. Our next press briefing will take place at 1:30. The topic is ATO Forum. What will the military guys speak about?